Ugh. I did not want to do this video, but I guess it's mandatory. I could post this to the community tab, but I'm not sure people look there aside from my YouTube friends like Ted Yamada, Josiah James Jr., Miku Editor, etc. Everyone, including my audience and me, were used to the previous full names that had to change, as well as one of the series titles. I also want to change some information about the Zorcillas regarding all of this and other changes. They all need to know about this. Okay, no more rambling. Hi guys, Zachary Bell from Zachary Bell Productions here. I am using a text-to-speech voice and no avatar today because I really do not want to be here, but hey, at least I do not need to use BFDI mouths this time, but this will take a while to add all the pictures, text, and stuff in KineMaster. Today, we have changes regarding the Zorcilla family full names and the title of the bearer and Zorcilla family starting from Season 2 Episode 3 onwards. So, let's just get started already. So, I know we were all used to the full names from the Zorcilla family, like Samu David Zorcilla Jr., Maria de la Luz Ambarani Dina Zorcilla, Nakain Inez, Antoni Anton Arturo Tony Zorcilla, etc. We were also used to the title the bearer and Zorcilla family. However, today, that's all going to change. You see, last night, I found out how Spanish, Hispanic full names actually go. Let me explain that to you. A Spanish full name consists of a given name, which can be a single or compound first name, followed by two surnames, the father's first surname and the mother's first surname. Unlike in English-speaking cultures, middle names do not exist. Women do not change their surnames upon marriage, and both last names are legally required. The first name can be one word, like Maria, or a compound double name, like Maria Jose or Miguel Juan. They are both used together as the first name instead of the first and middle names like I thought they would be in Western style. The first surname is from the father, and the second surname is from the mother. So, if I had been born Spanish, my full name would probably have been something like Zacarias Eugenio Campana, followed by my mother's surname, which I cannot say in Hispanic style because of privacy reasons for the original version. Instead of Zachary Jean Bell, my channel would be Spanish and less English, and I would be making Spanish friends instead of English friends. Also, I would have been saying something like,
Hola chicos, aquí Zacarías Campana de Producciones Zacarías Campana.
Instead of my usual intro start. Okay, enough of the rambling about me in Spanish. Let me tell you the previous and new full names of the Zorcilla family. Samu David Zorcilla Sr. is now Samu David Zorrilla Dominguez. Sagrario Zorcilla, ne Delgado, is now Sagrario Delgado Lopez. Samu David Zorcilla Jr. is now Samu David Zorrilla Delgado. Saul Armando Zorcilla is now Saul Armando Zorrilla Delgado, and I changed my mind about him being married. Maria de la Luz Ambarani Dina Zorcilla, ne Canines, is now Maria de la Luz Canines de Luna. Elena Valentina Alejandra Velez de Ortega, ne Canines, is now Elena Canines de Luna. And I changed my mind about her being married. Antoni Anton Arturo Tony Zorcilla is now Antonio Jose Tony Zorrilla Canines. Scarlett Melissa Dortha Zorcilla is now Scarlett Maria Escasita Zorrilla Canines, and she will now be born in El Salvador instead of Australia. And finally, Nelson Garfield Terrence Zorcilla is now Nelson Luis Zorrilla Canines, and he will now be born in El Salvador instead of Australia, just like Scarlett. Well, or should I say, Escasita. So, here is new information about the backstory of the Zorcilla family. Well, Zorrilla family, originally, like I mentioned earlier in this video, both Samus were senior and junior. Now, they are Samu David Zorrilla Dominguez and Delgado, respectively. Originally, Escasito and Nelson were both born in Australia. Their first language was Australian English, and the Zorrillas originally moved to Canada with the bearers because their other house in Australia caught on fire. Now, everyone in the Zorrilla family was born in El Salvador. All of their first languages were Salvadoran Spanish. Then one day, they moved to Australia, but their plane crashed. They couldn't get back into El Salvador because they never bought tickets for El Salvador. But how did they get to Canada? Haha, I don't know what to think or say about how they got to Canada, so, let's just say that they decided to stay in Canada right from the crash spot, and eventually live with the bearers. Oh, and I forgot to say that Season 2 and onwards of the Bearer and Zorcilla family will now be called the Bearer and Zorilla family. Also, following me finding out how Spanish full names work, Scott and his family's full names have changed. Scott's full name will still be Scott Jefferson Rodriguez, but it will now contain his mother's last name. I want to keep the new full names a surprise from social media, so you will have to wait until a new episode of the Scott Gets Grounded series or until I make a video introducing Scott's family, which will include their actual real names. Furthermore, remember the episode The Bearer and Zorcilla Family S1 Ep 3, Garland's true full name reveal? Well, it is no longer an episode. Garland B. fails history class. Grounded will take its Season 1 Episode 3 spot after being originally Episode 4, haha, and now I completely forgot that the Bearer and Zorcilla Family Shorts is now the Bearer and Zorilla Family Shorts, and, well, that's all I can think of. Thank you for watching. So, once I post this video, I will update the Bearer and Zorcilla family and its Shorts spin-off logos for their podcasts. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Wow, that was a lot of talking. It is finally over. Seriously, my virtual throat is dry, if that is even possible. Changing an entire family lore and renaming a bunch of episodes takes way more energy than I thought it would. But it had to be done so everything makes sense going forward. Okay, really, see you next time. Wait, I forgot something while editing. Crap. I forgot to say that the reason why you kept seeing text saying Zorilla instead of Zorcilla is because Zorcilla was actually a phonetic spelling of Zorilla. Oh my god, how did I forget to say that? Okay, now for absolute real this time, I need to end this video before I lose my mind. See you next time.